In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Lekato MS-1, which is the smallest in-ear monitoring system on the market today. Stick around because in this video, we're going to be showing that this has got a few tricks up its sleeve. Let's go. In the box, you get a receiver and a transmitter. Think about it like a wireless cable that can only go one way. The transmitter sends the signal out and the receiver outputs that signal. The receiver takes a 3.5mm jack for the earphones, which aren't included in the packet. I picked up a set of Sub-Zero in-ear earphones from Gear for Music. They were cheap and have got good reviews, so I thought, why not? On each of the units is a USB-C port. This is a nice slimline connection for charging them. In the box is a cable with two USB-C ends so that you can charge them both at the same time. For the transmitter, there's a TRS cable supplied and a 1/4" jack converter. Not all desks have got a jack input however, so you might want to get an XLR to 3.5mm jack cable, which you can get from a number of places online. I'd like to mention at this point in the review that Lekato actually contacted me and asked me if I'd like to review this product. As I was looking for a set of in-ear monitors myself, I jumped at the chance and took this opportunity. So I have been given this unit for free, but no money has changed hands, and Lekato don't get to see this video before it is released, so rest assured that these opinions are of my own. With that being said, let's check out some of the good points and some of the bad points of the Lekato MS-1. As mentioned at the foot of this video, this unit is small and compact. You can easily attach it to your belt with the clip on the back of each of these units. And before long, you'll feel like you're wearing nothing at all. Compared to the size and heft of some other in-ear monitor systems, this one is small and discreet. Wi-Fi tends to work on one of two systems, 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz. This system works on, yes, you guessed it, 2.4 GHz. What this means in practicality is that this unit could be susceptible to interference from Wi-Fi signals if you are too close to the source. Now, the likelihood of your local bar or pub having Wi-Fi at all is really slim, let's face it. But if it happens that your stage is located really close to a Wi-Fi router, then you may experience some problems. In this pack you get one wireless receiver and one wireless transmitter, but it turns out you can buy the wireless receivers separately. This is because the lovely people at Lekato had bands in mind when they were designing this. Using one transmitter you can pair up a number of receivers, so in theory you could run an entire band on in-ears off this. Now we're going to be mentioning something that initially is a great point, but over time might turn into a problem. Each of these units have got an inbuilt battery, and Lekato claim that these can go up to 5 hours of use. In my previous band, we would play for roughly 2 hours at a time, so that's more than enough to last the set. So even if I was to leave it on during the intermission, you would be absolutely sound. It might even make it if you accidentally left it on during sound check and left it on the entire night. As we know though, batteries become less efficient over time and start to hold less and less charge. Now, it might take a while for it to get to a point where the battery won't last an entire gig, but if a battery is to fail in this, there's no way of replacing it, so you might have to replace the entire unit itself. However, if you did need to replace the entire unit, these are incredibly cheap. They retail for about £50, which is a fantastic entry point into the world of in-ears. The next price bracket up would be the Behringer unit, which is a much more robust and chunkier unit, but comes in at about 5 times the price. These units were designed to be as intuitive as possible. They have a button on each of the units that pairs them up automatically, so you can get playing straight away. On the higher end units, however, you've got selectable channels, so if you do get any interference on a channel, you can switch to another to avoid that. So it's a little bit of a concern with no switchable channels. If anything were to go wrong, you've got nowhere to go. As a full disclosure though, this didn't happen to me when I was testing it, so this is only speculation. Now, I did promise you that this unit has got a trick up its sleeve, didn't I? You might remember in the video where I said this unit is like a wireless one-way guitar cable.
Think about it like a wireless cable that can only go one way.
Well, this unit has got a rather unexpected use. If you plug the transmitter into your guitar and the receiver into your pedals or your amp. This works as a guitar wireless unit. Now I'm going to caveat this. I did try this and it was a little bit crackly, but I put that down to the fact that the cable is not designed for this use. I imagine the movement between the TRS cable and the 1/4 inch jack connector was the bit that was causing the issues. You might be able to get a much more solid connection using a cable that is purposefully designed for this. However, this is not what the unit was designed for, and I would not suggest using it for this case, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, the reason why I wanted an in-ear system is because I do a lot of backing vocals in bands, and to nail the harmonies, you've got to be able to hear the other singers. I'm also a little bit of an odd breed when it comes to guitarists, because I don't want to hear my guitar too much in a mix. What also really puts me off is if I hear my guitar and the tone is not right. If I was using this unit live, I'd be tempted to only use it for a vocal mix, so I can absolutely nail those harmonies. The reason for this is because when I tested this unit out, the frequency response was just a little bit flat. Now, it's not a bad sounding unit, it's just not very rich and full. I fear that if I used this with a full band mix, because of the flat frequency response, my guitar wouldn't sound good and it would really put me off. So where could I see this being useful? Well, if you're in-ear curious like I was, but don't want to drop a big chunk of change to find out if it's for you, this is a great entry-level option. This could be a great solution for those young up-and-coming bands who don't quite have the cash flow of us older boys and want to get into the realm of in-ear monitors. Bottom line is, they are a low-cost entry into the world of in-ear monitors, and if you take that into consideration, they are great value. They do lack a few of the features that would make them a solid roadworthy solution, but for small pubs and clubs, this seems like an ideal solution. My old band are getting back together to do one final gig later on in the year, and I intend to use these as mentioned earlier. If you would like to hear a follow-up video after I've gigged these to get my opinions then, leave it down in the comments below. Click the video showing on screen now. It's the 5 best pedals of 2023 as shown on this channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again on the next one.